What is up guys, Spot here, and for today's video, I'll cable manage my cables. But before that, let's have a word from today's video sponsor. CD Key Offers is an online marketplace website where you can purchase game keys and software keys for cheap. They offer a legit Windows 10 Pro license key for only $19.44. But fortunately, CD Key Offers was kind enough to provide us a discount code, which grants us a 20% discount. To redeem the 20% discount, simply type CHI20, then click apply. From $19.44, it is now down to $15.55. You can pay CD Key Offers through several payment methods. You can watch my full guide on how to buy Windows 10 Pro license key from cdkeyoffers.com down in the description. Thank you CD Key Offers for sponsoring this video. I recently switched rooms with my sister, and the reason for this is because she has more clothes and stuff than me, plus she has a lot of crafting materials for her artwork, so I figured to just let her have my room and my closet since I wasn't using it that much. And that's also why I have to remanage my cables since I have to dismantle everything. Yes, I'm going to start from scratch, so for those who haven't managed their cables yet, hopefully you can pick up a thing or two on how to manage your cables in this video. So let's start with the materials. So the budget that I allotted for this project is 500 pesos or around $10 US. The main piece that would hold most of the cables is a PVC slotted cable duct. The one I bought is a 2 meter 1 by 1 inch, but I recommend that you get a bigger one since I had trouble fitting all of the cables inside the PVC cable duct. There are two ways you could mount the PVC cable duct to your table. One is you could mount it using screws. The size of the screws would depend on the thickness of your table. Mine, for example, is about an inch thick, so I picked screws that are 1/4 of an inch. But if you dislike the idea of drilling screws into your table, you could use double-sided tape instead. Just keep in mind the amount of weight of the cables you will put inside of the cable duct. And that's pretty much it for the materials that I will use for this project. I'll put the links and the price down in the description so you guys can check it out. So I started by hiding the wires that are above my desk. The HDMI Ethernet cable will be hidden by the 3/4 PVC molding. Then I measured the length of the wires running from the wall and just beneath my table. After cutting the PVC molding to my desired length, I began to stick the molding to the wall. I use contact cement, or commonly known as rugby. Then I let it dry for an hour before putting the cables inside and sliding the cover back. Actually, it took me a week. With that done, now I can begin to prep the cables, but first I have to move my PC, chair, and my dog to another spot. With them out of the way, I can freely move underneath the table. While I was trying to unplug everything, I noticed that the white molding was sticking out like a sore thumb against the grey wall. Fortunately, there was still leftover paint from the time I painted this room. I painted the molding so that it could blend with the wall. Now for the PVC cable duct. It was a bit too long for my desk, so I had to cut it down. Then I removed the cable clips before putting the cable duct. I used the screws to hold it in place, but I left out the other end so that I can easily slide the cover back. Using 2 1/2-inch screws, I was able to mount the power strip under my desk. Then I'll use double-sided tape to mount the power brick of one of my monitors and the phantom power. I knew that this was going to stick well to my desk since I had trouble taking off the cover of the tape. I held it in place for at least 30 seconds before letting it go. This way you can make sure the adhesive has enough time to adhere to the desk. I reused some of my old cable clips since they only need a double-sided tape replacement. Now that every wire is plugged and in place, it's time to manage the cables. I just routed the cables where it would look clean and out of sight. Satisfied with the placement of the cables inside the duct, I begin to put the cover back. As what I've said earlier, I had a little bit of trouble putting it back since the cable duct I picked was a bit too small. To help with that, I used scissors to slid the cover back. Now for the cables on top of the desk. I routed the cables behind the monitors through the monitor arm and down the pole of the light stand and the monitor mount. To hide the cables, just a couple of zip ties did the trick. I went with wireless peripherals for less cables. But if you have wired peripherals, what you can do is drill a hole through your table and route the cables through there. That is one hack I learned from TechSource. So after all of that, here is how it turned out. Managing your cables, in my opinion, doesn't have to be perfect. The purpose of managing your cables is to hide them so they don't interfere with any of your work or whatever it is that you're doing on your desk. Plus, it will make your desk look cleaner, which contributes to the overall look of your setup. After a couple of days of using my setup, I find myself to be more productive since it's now clean and neat. So all that hard work was definitely worth it. If you guys have any tips and suggestions on how to manage your cables, please leave it in the comments down below. And that's it for this video, guys. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If not, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you on the next one.